a very important topic. You require a whole day roundtable or a brainstorming session with all the stakeholders. Anyway, due to paucity of time, they have given this topic. And first I thought that this topic requires, I would demolish this topic, but then because my close friend Saidullah is on the other side, I would not do it so violently. However, I would dwell 2-3 slides on the present healthcare scenario, and all of you know what is there, and the stakeholders, the 4 important stakeholders, and the works what they do. Most importantly, the public health, which is lacking in this country. Post-COVID, the government is focusing heavily on public health. And what ails our healthcare environment is equity, accessibility, preventive care, manpower resources, and lastly, singularly lacking is the innovation of delivery. Just reminding all of you, the best institution in education in this country is what it is. The biggest innovator in applied sciences, ISRO, DRDO, DMRL, and NMDC. And the trendsetter of mega projects, you are seeing in the last 8 years, the NHAI railways. Lastly, the colossal delivery success globally is our COVID and also the oxygen plants countrywide. Now let's look at the major achievements in healthcare. Eradication of polio, primary care, tremendous reduction in IMR and MMR, control over HIV, AIDS, focus on NCDs. In every district of this country we have, every taluk of this country we have this, and increase in doctors and nurses happening. In the next 8 years, it will be doubled or tripled. I'm sure Gyani would agree with me. All of this is coming from the government sector. Now, so what determines the path we have? Socialization of healthcare. Who has the scale? Who can ensure uniform process? Who has the reach? And who can set the quality standards? This is a very, very important thinking question for all of us here. Now, these are the future of healthcare is here. All these points, every one of seated here would know. I would not dwell more on this because of paucity of time. Now, my prescription for socialization is, the question is, the topic given to me is whether it can sustain quality. I would say that without quality, there is no healthcare, regardless of system. Quality is necessary for healthcare and extremely essential. If you do not have quality, it's a quackery. And leadership must build a consensus, whether in private sector or in government sector or in corporates. We must build a consensus and move forward because there are very many stakeholders, minuscule, medium, large, and extremely big. Once you have a consensus, quality delivery is assured. That's what I think. Now, the other prescription is that you see this slide. How the state, if involved in healthcare environment, and if it plays a major role, how it can deliver quality. In fact, one of the best examples this country has seen is the Arogyasri, 14 years since it is working. There are some hiccups, there are some issues of funding, but as otherwise, a person who has no second meal gets the best quality treatment walks out cashless home is what is happening in some of the states of this country. Because primarily, few of us started Arogyasri 12 years ago, and Ayushman Bharat also is, if not a true copy, 80% of it is taken. And primarily, a good citizen is necessary for government, but sick citizen is necessary for private care. Here, what the government should focus? Government should focus on primary care and secondary care. They must be adequately funded. If the funding pattern, whether it is CGHS or Arogyasri or Ayushman Bharat, if they regulate the funding mechanism, this socialization of quality care is guaranteed. Government must create incentives for digital health. Telemedicine must join the domain, must be the domain of the government. A project integrated disease surveillance is what is lacking now, that the government should think. And today, the best examples in the country is Ayushman Bharat and Arogyasri for a better delivery. Of course, for tertiary care, the government can depend on private, and they can hire private hospitals for delivering the care, provided they fund it regularly. A new technology of AI has to be in place, and the government should, if they adopt all the best practices, it is possible to have in this country a socialization imbibed quality care. I have no doubt about it, and I leave it to the wisdom of Saidullah to say his opinion. But if it has to be achieved, all of us have to work together, and adequate incentives for entrepreneurs, if it is taken care, it is possible, and Indian problem requires Indian solutions, and I'm sure this subject will definitely be an important forerunner for the country to ensure that every citizen of this country gets the best quality care due to socialization. Thank you very much.